Hey, what's going on today, guys? It's Ember. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some Marvel Rivals. Since it's been about like 2 weeks since this game came out, I think the honeymoon phase is starting to wear off a little bit on me. So I think it'd be a good idea to just make a quick little video about, what I like about the game, what I don't like about the game, what I think needs to be changed, and just overall just compare it to its overall competitor, pretty obvious competitor, which is Overwatch 2. If you like today's video, please make sure to leave a like, and if you're feeling generous, please make sure to throw a sub my way as well. I'm a newer channel, so I'm still trying to find my groove in this content making game. I've never really made this style content before, so any kind of support, if you like it, of course, goes a long way. If there's something that you like about the game, if there's something that you don't like about the game that I didn't really cover in this video, or if there's something that you disagree with me about, or you don't really like about this game at all, please make sure to leave a comment. I'll be down there. I'll make sure to get back to you, hear your opinion. Yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into it. I think the main question we should have for this game, is it fun? And I would say yes, it's very fun. I'm enjoying this game a lot. I'm kind of addicted to it. It's great. It's new. It's fresh. It's honestly a breath of fresh air when you take a step back and see how much content is actually in this game. It's really a kind of a breath of fresh air seeing a game like this come out and take everybody. I feel like everyone's been taken by storm with this game. Now, is it the Overwatch Killer? That's, in all honesty, I'm gonna say no. And that's not because I don't like the game or I don't think the game is good enough. I'm not saying that because anything bad about the game. I just don't think it's possible for a game like Overwatch to die unless Overwatch completely drops the ball, which they, in all fairness, they have been doing. I think the only thing that can kind of kill Overwatch is Overwatch, and I really don't like the term this game is the X killer, this game is the Overwatch killer, this game is the COD killer. I hate that terminology for games so much because it just, you see, when you kind of attach these already established franchises to these newer games, it kind of puts a handicap on them, because if they don't meet the standards of the already established franchise right off the bat, it kind of like kills the game, because it's like, oh, this game is supposed to be the COD killer, this game is supposed to be the Valorant killer, this game is supposed to be the CSGO killer, when in reality it's just nothing. Yeah, it's a newer game, like it's different, it's something that kind of takes inspiration but is not gonna be a carbon copy, and it's not gonna be right off the bat something that's going to be a direct competitor, obviously. So I feel like, an obvious example with this is going to be like XDefiant, a game that had its faults, definitely, but overall is a pretty fun game in my opinion. But people stopped playing it because it was just like, oh, this game is the COD killer. It's this game that has so many issues and problems, and it's supposed to just be the COD. Like, no, it's not. Like, COD is already an established franchise with a huge player base, but this is beside the point. Now, Marvel Rivals, is it the Overwatch killer? In short, no, I don't think so. I think it's good competition for sure. It's definitely some good competition. Now, let's talk about like what I like about the game overall. The positives, the pros. First thing right off the bat, the game is $0 free. This is great. This is awesome. I like that very much. I like free games, especially great games like this one. It's amazing when you take a step back and you see how much is actually in this game. There's a huge roster, great maps, complex gameplay. To take a step back and look at this entire game and be like, oh wow, this is a free experience. That's great. I like that a lot. Second thing, I'm going to say probably the visuals. This game has a very beautiful art style. The graphics in the game are great. The colors are very vibrant, beautiful maps, colorful designs for all the characters. The intros look good, the MVP animations look good. The overall art style of this game is top tier in my opinion. I have no complaints. Overall, I'm gonna say that the game has great design, visuals beautiful. I'm really excited for what skins are going to look like. That's one thing that Overwatch definitely had, was great skins. I will never knock Overwatch skins. In terms of competition with Overwatch, I think they are going to have some pretty big shoes to fill. But from what I see now, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot, and I think they're doing a great job. You look at some of the skins for like Black Panther, like the Battle Pass skin, the other skin where he has like the Panther like skin on him. That skin is really cool. You know, they got some of the MCU skins in there. I think that's a great idea. I really like the Thor Love and Thunder skin. I'm definitely going to be getting that very soon. And I think their skin game is going to be pretty cool, because people are going to want like classic versions of like Captain America. People are going to want classic versions of like Iron Man. They're going to want the symbiote skin for Spider-Man. So I think they're going to have a good selection for skins. It's going to be good. Third thing I like the selection of characters a lot. Like I said, the designs for the characters in this game are great. I really like that they went outside of the box for some of the characters. They really put some obscure characters in here, like Squirrel Girl and Cloak and Dagger and Iron Fist. Characters that like haven't really been in the spotlight in a while. Characters that like people probably don't know about, like Jeff the Shark. Like, who's Jeff? Like, I know I opened the game and I was like, who's Jeff the Shark? I think they're gonna have some leeway to add some pretty cool characters, some really obscure characters in here, and you know, get people familiar with Marvel Comics, which is, you know, a good thing. I think that's good. I think that's a win. Yeah, I like a lot of the characters in the game. The character layout, 33 characters, which is insane off launch. And you know, they got the usuals like Hulk, Wolverine, Captain America, Iron Man, etc. They're gonna have them obviously, but you know, you know, having the really obscure characters is beneficial in my opinion. I like that a lot. Moving on to gameplay. I like the gameplay in this game. Gameplay is super fun. It is the thing that keeps getting me to come back to this game. I've really liked the mentality that this game kind of has, which is like, if everything is kind of broken, then nothing is really broken. It gives you very little to kind of complain about. If I'm playing Hela, I can't complain about the other DPS playing Hawkeye because I'm playing Hela. It gives you very little to complain about because everyone is kind of broken in their own little way. I've heard that they were tossing around the idea of focusing more on buffs more than nerfs, and I think that's a great idea. I think that's a concept that hasn't really been explored in games. I feel like now we've just been so accustomed to just go, oh, nerf this character, nerf this character, nerf this character, when it's just like, how about we just buff the other characters to make them broken as well? I feel like it hasn't been tried before. It's definitely not something I've ever seen, and I feel like definitely we should focus more on buffs. But yeah, in terms of balance in the game, I'll talk a little bit more about this later in the video, but I do like this mentality of let's keep everything broken as it is, and it just emphasizes the fun in this game. The overall gameplay, I would say, is very similar to 2016 Overwatch with Marvel characters. You know, that's kind of like the best way I can kind of describe this game. It just feels like 2016 Overwatch with Marvel characters, and it's such a breath of fresh air because I love 2016 Overwatch. I love Overwatch, but 2016 Overwatch was just something different, man. You can't explain it. If you weren't playing Overwatch in 2016, I don't think I can even explain it to you. Yeah, it's fun. There's a lot of characters, and what I mean by like comparing it to Overwatch is like, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of combinations to try, there's a lot of different ways to outplay and maneuver certain picks. Of course, you know, it has its own little spin to it, which is great. I like that, and it's just not too sweaty. It's just kind of just dumb fun. So you just log in with like 5 DPS or just like 3 tanks and 3 supports, or 4 DPS, 1 support, 1 tank, and it's just like, it's great, it's fun, it's awesome. No role queue, so you know, the games are extremely fast to get, and overall just learning the game has been fun. I think overall the character, like, not like before I was talking about just the overall look at the characters, but a lot of the character designs are really well made. A lot of the ideas for some of the characters are definitely from Overwatch, but with their own little twist to it. I think it's safe to say that there is no one-to-one comparison in this game from Overwatch to Rivals. I think there are ideas from Overwatch that are just spread across various different characters. Like, there is no Genji in Marvel Rivals. There are a lot of characters that play like Genji, but there is no one-to-one Genji. There is characters with aspects of Genji's kit, and there's characters with aspects of Pharah's kit, and there's characters with aspects of Zarya's kit. I think it's a good mix of both inspirations and original characters that make you kind of feel like an accurate representation of the hero you're kind of playing. You know, like when I play Wolverine, I feel like I'm playing Wolverine. When I play Captain America, I feel like I'm playing Captain America. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I really like the destroyable parts of the map. I think that's great. That's such a good idea. There's so many times when I'm playing the game and there's somebody hiding behind a wall, and I can just be like, oh wow, I can't. Oh wow, I just can't shoot them. I can't get them. They're behind a wall. Oh, guess what? Blow the wall down. Now they have no place to hide. Or there's just, there's this Hawkeye on this high ground and he's really picking us off. What do? You can just knock that high ground off and now he has to play on the ground. That's great. This is awesome. It can get annoying sometimes with sometimes how the buildings kind of fall and kind of mess up your movement, but overall I think it's a good thing. I think it's great. The fact that this game has a replay system, like what you're looking at now, like this is the replay system of this game. I like that. That's cool. I like the character interactions in the game. It's nice to hear. It's nice to hear about the story. It's great. The story's pretty interesting. I hope they expand way more on it. I'm very interested in what Marvel Rivals has to offer in terms of the story. Now let's move on to what I don't like about the game. What I don't like, if I were to pick, I would say that the maps feel very repetitive at times. I don't know exactly how many maps there are in the game, but it feels like there's only 3 if you're playing for long periods, because you get a lot of the same map over and over and over and over and over again. And the game is new, so I'll give it that. And we already have a lot in this game, so the 3 maps, it can get annoying and very repetitive, but it gives you a chance to learn the maps. So it's kind of a give and take. But if I were to critique the game, I feel like the game needs more maps. Another thing, I know I said I like the idea of everything being broken, but at the current moment, I definitely would say that game balance can be very annoying as well at times. And not in the sense that like I think that there's too many broken characters. I just think that they're definitely, with 33 characters, I think that at the current moment, I definitely feel like there are a lot of characters that are just underpowered. I just feel like they don't do anything. Like, I feel like Iron Man kind of is not fun to play, in my opinion. That might change. I know the game just came out, but there are certain characters that are just weak, and I just end up seeing a lot of the same characters in all of my games. Ella, Hawkeye, there are 33 characters in this game. I want to see some variety. Yeah, that can be pretty annoying. I just feel like in terms of game balance, in that sense, it can be a little annoying, but that will change. Obviously, I'm not expecting it to be perfect. It's been 2 weeks. They're probably gonna buff a lot of characters that are underperforming, but this is just what I don't like at the moment. And if you disagree with me, you can just let me know in the comments. Another thing is, I'm not a fan of the Apex style ranked system that this game has. I very much like placement matches a lot more. I think that right now, starting off in like bronze lobbies, it's definitely a little bit of a chore. It feels like I'm just playing against people that don't really know the game that well or haven't really had any other prior Overwatch or FPS experience, so you're just kind of stuck in the lower ranks for a little bit and just left to basically just stomp on these lower ranked players. And it's like you got that going on for like a good like 5 to 7 games. Like I've played like probably 7 games of ranked, and I don't think I've lost once. At the current moment, I don't think I've lost once. I feel like placement matches would better to determine what rank I should start at and then kind of work my way from there. Another thing I don't like, the battle pass is a little weird. I don't like the missions. I feel like it's just weird. You complete missions and it gives you a currency for the battle pass, and you use that currency to unlock things in the battle pass. I just feel like it just let it just be XP so I can just unlock the battle pass like any other battle pass. It just seems weird for the sake of being weird. It's a very small thing. So let's move on to like what I want from the game in the future. First thing right off the bat is Ghost Rider. That's it. I just want him. Like I don't care. Like I don't care how you just or when, just put him in. Like I just need Ghost Rider in the game, please. Just put him in. I really like Ghost Rider. But in all seriousness, what I want from this game is for it to go in the complete opposite direction that Overwatch took with some of its decisions, except for some exceptions. Some of those exceptions being like passive healing. If you're out of combat for like 5 or 7 seconds, just get some of that health back. I think it would help some of the melee characters out a lot. No roll Q, definitely no broken promises. Please do not be like Overwatch in that sense where the team kind of promises you something, and then it turns out like 6 months later we're not getting that same thing that they promised 6 months earlier to cause all this hype over. Don't promise us a PvE mode and then not deliver. Don't promise us weapon inspects and skin inspects but then don't deliver. Don't promise us anything and then not give us what you promised. I feel like that's something that Overwatch did, and it's something that I just genuinely don't know how they got away with. It makes me hear any kind of update or thing that they promise in the future. I have no faith because they've already lied to me multiple times, and I just don't want that for this game. So another thing I want is please add a PvE. Please, oh my god, please add a PvE or a story mode. I feel like that would slap so hard in this game. I definitely want that. Give us some interesting characters and not boring characters like Orisa. That's kind of everything I kind of want at the current moment. That might change. So let's kind of rate the game overall. Is the game better than Overwatch 2? I would say at the moment, yes. I'm just glad that Overwatch finally has some competition, some real competition, so it can kind of get its act together. And I genuinely want both games to thrive, because I love Overwatch and I love this game as well. It kind of sucks to see the direction that Overwatch is going in the past couple of years, and with some competition it might get them to get their act together, hopefully. For example, 2 weeks after Marvel Rivals comes out, we're finally getting a 6v6 mode in Overwatch. How long have people been asking for that? How long have people been begging for a 6v6 mode to return to Overwatch? Because people are so tired of 5v5. It's very interesting to see how quickly they respond to competition. I have hopes that we're going to see great things from both games in the coming future. And overall, I would give this game probably a 9 out of 10. It's a really cool concept, really fun, really addicting and rewarding to play, and I'm excited to see what's next coming for this game. I'm going to be playing it a lot. I feel like this game is here to stay, and that makes me happy. So that's all I really have to say. If you have anything you would like to add, if you feel like I missed anything, please make sure to drop it down in the comments. I'll make sure to respond. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.